What's good? Happy Friday. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side official. No negotiations needed, period. You already know. We back in the building. Let me first give a big salute to the supporters. Everyone who rocks out with WCS from day one, week one, month one, year one. Wagwan. Oh man, I kid myself sometimes. Anyway. I just jumped on for a quick live this morning because in certain areas the sun is shining and you know the rays and everything. The radiation from the sun is dancing on the highway. Reflecting off the waterways. It's a beautiful day, not a cloud in sight, except the ones that's white. I just wanted to address something that went on yesterday, right? For those of you that hit me yesterday, I appreciate it. Because a lot of people are seeing how everything really materialized and what actually happened, right? And I appreciate that because that shows me that there's some people watching that I didn't think that was tuned in, and they was not only tuned in but they support. But they was pretty much telling me yesterday the words I was trying to give that youngin that came on the panel was pretty much advice, wisdom. Every time you get wisdom from an older cat, it's not going to be in the tune of a flute. It's not going to be a cello, harmonica. It's going to be drums sometimes, trumpets, trombones. It's not going to be that all soft melody that you look for somebody to tell you everything you want to hear. Unfortunately, over here in social media, when it comes to family, people use it very, very loosely. Family can be considered individuals who group together, one or more, and consider themselves to be friends. And then, considering how long they've been supporting that particular person, they consider themselves to be family. All right? Within that family, with no real strict DNA dynamic, there's no way you can find it on a family tree. You see how lost it truly is. And for some people's immediate family or their real DNA structured family out here in life, it kind of matches up. It kind of matches up sometimes when people link up outside of social media, on social media, with no real live, genuine loyalty and respect for one another. You're going to find out that it's just a title that they use to say, yeah, so-and-so's family, we look out for them, him and her, and that's how it's supposed to be. No, bro, I'm gonna tell you, that's just not the way it goes, man. Because within family dynamics, you always have the young, the middle-aged, and the elders. People don't respect the older, cats on here as they should, and they don't have to. Okay, they don't have to, because they're gonna look at it like, well, if so-and-so would have did this and so-and-so would have did that, it's always going to be a tit for tat when you hear these dudes talk. And the only way they identify the older cats, they'll call you old or something. But from what I've been looking at, a lot of these younger generation have no direction on how to navigate themselves through life, y'all. They taking it day by day and trying to see what can they fall up into. What can they fall up on? How can they have a moment where something just lands in their lap or in front of their proximity that they're able to handle and grow on? Who can give them the break that they've been looking for? There's really no plan. But on social media, you have these groups that allow anybody. I don't know the ages of everybody that, tunes in to me. But yesterday, obviously, when you get a person who felt it was cool to be on other people's platforms talking reckless, being very cantankerous with his words, very reckless, speaking dogmatic about WCS, but yet he want to be a coward. Yeah, I said it. You want to be a coward and come over there and act like you need some clout. I don't get it. Why they don't understand that I am who I am. I don't go out here looking for anything. But one thing I'm not going to do is play the fool. If I say what I say, I'm not going to turn around and be like, I have selective amnesia. I didn't say that. I don't know what you're talking about, unless I'm being extremely facetious towards you. And there'll be a reason for me doing that. But to come over there after you've been on several panels and no one did nothing to you, and you want to cry the victim. You listen partially to my live, and you want to say somebody brought your child into it. What a coward, bro. You came over there sounding softer than marshmallow soup. You're supposed to be this upcoming boom boxer and all this stuff, but yet you over there talking ill about somebody, expect them not to respond, and then you come over here trying to be disingenuous and saying, can I be polite? Can I do this? I gave you the opportunity to speak, and you was very hesitant about apologizing for your actions. Just because I responded to an adverse action of yours or something I consider to be contentious, I don't have to apologize for you for my actions. You initiated. Once you triggered it and you felt that was the decision that you wanted to make, you can't sit up here and wager a response and say, well, hey, what about your apology? There is no apology from me. There's no apology. I don't know what fabric y'all dudes are cut from today. Some of you dudes are cut from the worst, the most generic brand fabric, no durability, no understanding how to communicate yourself in situations where you feel like, oh, it's a disagreement going on here. I don't like this. How to just talk and how to come to some type of genuine agreement that, hey, either we gonna like each other or we're not gonna like each other. That's respect that I'm talking about. Well, this dude come over here whining, acting like he just finished a bottle of Enfamil himself with some cream of wheat with blueberries in there. Come over there, can I ask you a polite? And I already knew he was on some nonsense. Listen, bro. There's one apology I would give this morning since you asked me yesterday. And you know what? Boom, whatever they call this dude, he did ask me to apologize. So I'm apologizing right now for allowing you on my panel. That's what I'm apologizing for. I apologize for allowing you on my panel to make a fool out of yourself. That's what I apologize for. I apologize for you being a coward. I apologize for you trying to pretend that you're more than what you are and trying to pretty much integrate yourself in the company of grown-ass men who's saying, oh, well, if WCS is gonna say this about this guy right here, then we're gonna go at him. Bro, do what you want. Y'all do what you want, because you all the one let this dude just run amok and be like a stray pharaoh out here talking reckless. And just because he's from your hometown, you wanna provide some type of damn protection? You want to provide some type of security for a person that's in the game of boxing supposedly, but he's out here talking reckless instead of focusing on his craft? And you don't want a brother like me to explain that I never did anything to this dude. I could care. It could be 50 to 100 people that don't like me on this YTC. And it's only probably 1 or 2 that I actually care as to why you don't like me again. Because the ones that don't like me, they shouldn't like me. They shouldn't. The ones that don't like me, they shouldn't like me. Because if they don't like me for something that I never did to them directly, or nor did I express myself verbally, then therefore I'm looking at it like, charge it to the game, expunge it. I don't need it on my thought process. If I did nothing directly for them to say, hey, this is why I don't like WCS, then so be it. You're fragile. And with that said, you easily influence. You let me know each and every day when you put on your attire, it looks that of other sheep. It fits you very well because it's tailored to who you are as a person. And I felt that him coming on this, me clicking the link for this dude to come on, just show how much of a coward he was. Because he want to put his kid up front to say, oh, you was talking about my daughter. Let me tell you something, Trey. Let me tell you something. You come over here with that cowardice type mentality. Why don't you audition for the Wizard of Oz 2026? And second of all, for me to give you some wisdom as a grown man with kids, right? One thing they used to tell us in the Marines, since you were so quick to try to bring up service, but you have people around you that was in the service too. Did you try to sit up there and explain and give that knowledge, kick that knowledge to them? Well, let me explain something to you how a Marine said. They say use Marine 24/7. So your actions in uniform reflect your actions out of uniform. So therefore, you always know that you are a Marine 24/7. So when you get on here talking reckless and acting like you did something for people to remember, for these content creators to remember who you are, think about this. You have that same child at home that you are representing. They're looking up to you to emulate and set the example as a parent. A youngin' at that. Nobody said nothing about your kid. But for you to be an absolute pure to the core coward to throw your kid up there and put your kid up here in social media. I said infamy. You all be grabbing hold of a crumb and running with that shit and say, look, I got a loaf of bread on my motherfucking finger. Look, I'm holding a loaf of bread on my finger. You grab a crumb and try to sell it to people. Hey, you want to buy this loaf of bread, man? I don't see nothing. It's right down. Look, before this crumb, it was a loaf of bread attached to this crumb. So you gotta wait for the investment to happen. I'm gonna sell you this crumb, and you put the crumb somewhere. You can keep it fresh, and you're gonna have some bread later. Okay? It doesn't work like that, bro. You grab a crumb, and then you go up here whining when you up here talking real reckless, not even thinking about your child, and you want to come on my panel being all weak, sipping on marshmallow soup, man, in the summer, soft as you can be, trying to act all hard. What do? If you're a janitor, be the best janitor. That's another thing you put yourself into. I'm up here saying something about somebody being a janitor, and your dumb ass come up here and insert yourself into, oh, you said a janitor. That's what I'm saying. You stupid. You're not smart, bro. You're not smart. I don't think you ever gonna make it out the gym other than a smart partner, bro. I think the only one you're gonna have on your record that you defeated is your shadow. And the sun's gonna have to be shining extra bright for the referee to goddamn not give you a draw, goddamn it. You don't make no mother effing sense, bro. This stuff that you be doing. You don't make no sense, man. I said something, I was speaking totally to somebody else about being a janitor. And this dude inserts himself in, talking about, oh, and you said something about a janitor. I was a janitor, I'm a janitor myself, or whatever you was talking about. I'm like, was I even talking about this dude? It was just in my chat. Chavot, clapping it up. Positive words. And then, give him a couple of hours, he's coming with the chicanery. He's coming with the chicanery, y'all. The man has been influenced by whoever. He's mad. He want to go at everybody on my panel. They want to think that, hey, this is what can happen. Let me lie on Blue Hustle. Let me sit up here and be disrespectful to Haynes Legacy. Let me disrespect Green Green. Y'all going up here disrespecting all these people on my panel. But supposedly one person that started the whole thing, and it wasn't Blue. It was the person that responded and mentioned my name. It wasn't Blue. That person that heard my name could have said, hey, you know what the rules are, man, keep it pushing. But no, he had to get it off his motherfucking chest, man, because it was sitting on that motherfucker like a cyst. And that shit was irritating the hell out of him, bro. And he had to start it. Lil Minnow is the one who started all of this. Not Blue Hustle. Minnow did. He wanted to disrespect me, and I came back with what I did to everybody who wanted to be involved. That's how it goes down. It wasn't Blue Hustle. It was Lil Minnow who started this whole deal because he felt like he just didn't get justice back then, years ago. And that being his boy Errol Spence got swiped, he still felt some type of way that WCS was out here doing live streams on Terrence Crawford. And there was other undercover haters saying, damn, you know, he's relishing too much in the moment with Terrence Crawford. Be Canelo. We tired of hearing him talk about Terrence Crawford. So let's run a campaign. Let's get the youngest idiot to start lying. You know what I'm saying? To start lying. Let's do that. Hey, it doesn't supposed to make sense. For real, it doesn't supposed to make sense. You know, I'm keeping it real. I'm telling you, little bookmarks. I gave you little markers. When I sat up here and said that shit about a janitor, he inserted himself into the equation. He said the same thing them other haters were saying about my channel. Once he was over here cooking it up, then he wanted that, oh, your channel don't get this, your channel don't do that, your channel this, your channel that. You chose to put your type of hatred. You're the one who put it into cadence. You started to march around here and act like you was giving commands on which direction you wanted to go. Nobody told you to include. From this side, I didn't tell you anything directly. I didn't say, hey, I want to hear and see what Trey has to say. Little nigga, I wasn't even calling for you. But you had a problem with what I said about Janser. You had a problem. Well, you had to go up here and man, you was glazing the shit out that panel. I ain't never seen a motherfucking Krispy Kreme panel like that before. Fuck Dunkin' Donuts. The way Trey was up there glazing that shit, boy. Somebody goddamn go to the damn trophy store right now and give him the Glaze Award of the Century. I want to give a shout out to E. I want to give a shout out to everybody on the panel. I want to give a shout out to everyone who support you. Look, you ain't did shit. What are we supporting? I want to just say how I feel so warm inside. And it's just like rubbing Vicks vapor rub on my chest. When I just came back from a 10-mile run, my pores are open and that shit goes straight to my heart. My heart's burning with desire to continue to go out here and prove my worth to y'all. Okay? That's what I want to do. I want to be the best janitorial service that I could be. If you don't mind. If you don't mind. Every toilet, every sink, every stall, every faucet, every handle, every grit, every grime, every turd that people who couldn't make it to the goddamn seat, whatever, to just drop it right there in the water. Every person who said, you know what? I know I can piss in this urinal, But being that I know this Trey cleaning up this mug, I'm just gonna goddamn spray the motherfucking wall and shit. Because obviously, he has too much to say to people who are absolutely grown. You have too much to say, dog. Seriously, this dude has too much to say. I told this dude, right? I said, look, why don't you go get a channel? Why don't you? I don't want a channel. So if you don't want a channel, why are you inserting yourself in the business of those who already have a channel, though? Shout out to everybody that's in the building, yo. Why are you up here inserting yourself into people who got channels already? Stay around those who got channels. Continue to glaze and stroke their ego. Stroke it real good. Make sure you wait for the hot glaze, the fresh glaze to go. You know what happened to glaze, that Trey? When you got down, it sit too long. It started to, harden and flake up. No, man, you got to keep that fresh glaze going on there if you're going to, be the one that's working on those stroking combinations. Because, boy, you was over there. Boy, you get the Glaze Award of the century. Just to prove a point to WCS, you was like, hey, I just want to let y'all know I love y'all. And without y'all, there would be no me. Man, y'all support me. Y'all got this, y'all got that. I like how y'all, get some funds together and help me as a young father. And how y'all sit up here and help and tell me things, help me hate on Blue Hustle and come up with lies. I just want to show you how much I care. I do care. I just want to show you that if I was close to everybody and we was in the same proximity, I would get all of you a hug individually, not as a group. To let you know that I'm genuinely on your side. Genuinely on your side. Give each and every one of you a hug. And it's my duty, because I love each and every one of you, to make sure that you get maximum subscribers. Maximum. I'm telling you, this is the Glaze champion of boxing. Dude, keep my name out your mouth, bro. Because obviously you didn't learn from a legend that's in your backyard how he was with the media. He didn't care nothing about that. And then he only sent cease and desist to those individuals who had kept on getting personal and personal and personal. That's not you. That's not you, homie. That's not you. You're trying to act like you're going to be some big bad wolf over here on YouTube. You want to pick and choose who's everybody. Bro, you need to mind your business, take care of your personal business, and be the best person you can in representation of whoever is dependent on you. Whoever is out here dependent on you. You need to be the best representation of getting your career and getting yourself off the ground. Elevation, advancement, excelling. Instead of having your ass on social media, rah, 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 whang, 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 crying all the freaking time. Talking ill about somebody and then gonna try to say, well, it's my turn to come back and I'm victim. You want to sit up here and disrespect Haynes, disrespect Blue and Green, and then come over here, all y'all do the same thing. All y'all soft that nigga. It's family. It's family. But the person that y'all was protecting up there putting lies out on X, trying to prove to everybody that his stance on homosexuality. He want to prove and project it on everybody else. Yeah, that's WCS right there. Nobody believed him. He just wasted his life trying to prove to everybody, hey, this is the angle we're going to take. Just keep on pushing it. People's laughing. Come on, man. You talking about, man, come on, bro. Come on, man. You got better things to do in your young life, bro. Don't ever. Listen to me, dog. And I didn't block you either. I don't ever want to see you on my channel no more. You ain't mature enough. Don't pop in my chat. I don't have nothing to say to you or nothing like that. You have other issues going on. I'm disappointed, bro, because you came off like you was a genuine dude, but you're fake. You're a superficial individual this young in your life, and that's going to stunt your growth when it comes to your maturity, because it ain't nothing. Listen to me, youngin. It ain't nothing you can tell me as a human being. Forget about being a man. It ain't nothing you can tell me as a human being that you're going to have me like this. Is he right? Is he love? He made a good point. Never. I love it when people bring up, my military. They try to bring up the military. I love it because that means you've been thinking about it. And the fact that you're willing to speak on it from the outside instead of actually attempting to join the military to provide a better life for you and your family tells me everything I need to know. Because if that was an option for me and I was out here doing this, shh. Huh? Yes, how you doing? I just came by to see if I wanted to take the ASFAB, and it was on my mind and thinking about going into the military. Yes. I wasn't doing a damn thing at home. So how do I get started? You might want to make that move, big dog. I don't think boxing's for you. I don't care how many people you sparred. I don't care who's in the gym. I don't care what they told you. I don't think boxing's for you. Because you are spending too much time on social media trying to verbally spar with people that only covers your sport from afar. They're not in the ring like you supposedly be. They're not hitting heavy bags. They're not going through combination of doing mitts. But one thing I do know, the hitters, the ones that's really in the gym, when they was your age, they wasn't on social media like that. I can even mention several fighters that went on to be champions. They wasn't on social media like that. The boxers that's on social media is no more than someone who hold a spit bucket. You should name your services Spit Bucket Janitorial Services, man. Because it's your duty to clean out the spit buckets, bro. That's your duty, to clean out the spit buckets. You're on social media too much for you to be a family man and for you to have boxing as a focus, as an amp. You're busy up here talking to grown men who already have a career. And your dumb ass sit up here and try to explain to me what the military is about. Negro, are you out? Did you take some? I mean, what the hell is going on with you over there? You think anything you or any one of them cats talking about is gonna matter? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna matter? It's not gonna matter, yo. It's just not gonna matter. Anyway, let me get up out of here, yo. I just had to come in here and apologize for letting this nigga on my panel. Anybody feel some type of way about it, deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all wanted the man to come over there and think he was gonna gain some type of glory anyway. You know what I'm saying? He's over there clout chasing a channel that don't get views. Ain't that what you said, homie? But you the same one on the panel up here trying to have some type of redemption. Who said something about your daughter? Huh? I didn't even know you had a daughter. I mean, you was up there busy talking about what again? Oh, same thing Golden did. Hey, you said somebody gay. I took that personal. Huh? How you gonna take it personal? If you ain't gay, you ain't gay. If I said somebody else about janitor and you won and I ain't mention your name, you assert yourself in it, that's your dumb ass. I mean, what is going on? I can't call it, y'all. But I do have things to do. And I hope everyone have an enjoyable weekend. And if you know those out here who I've mentioned, please feel free to use your pro bono services, because they're not going to pay you nothing. And reach out to these individuals and say, leave WCS alone and focus on your career. And don't ever come back over to my channel again. I ain't trying to mend broken wings. You are a follower, and you always will be a follower. You're a fake individual. I don't care if you kick it with people that I know. I respect them. I don't respect you. Because on the strength of them, I gave you the open door policy and gave you the respect without knowing who you are. You chose to switch it up and say, well, I'm going to jettison the respect of WCS on what I said initially, and I'm going to go with the individuals that's running a smear campaign on them. Cool. If some people feel warm being behind enemy lines, you know what I mean? Some people feel good, especially when they see your dumb ass walk up. What is the, who mans is this? Who mans is this right here? What platoon you with? What platoon you with, huh? How did you get out here? Oh, I was sleeping in the back of the truck before I know it. You know, y'all came out here to the combat zone. Hey, somebody get this man. Hey, go over there behind the brush. Go back over there. You don't have no gear. Go back over. Somebody call his parents. Tell them to come and pick this dude up. Take him back to the rear in a hurry. But I'm out, y'all.